purpose of the Heronemus Award is to recognize individuals who make significant contributions to the offshore wind industry. But these contributions have to be so extraordinary that without them, the industry would not be where it is today. Last year, we honored Bill Heronemus. This year, we honor someone who carries on his legacy, Secretary Gina Raimondo.
Secretary Raimondo has been one of the real champions of green energy and building a clean energy future in the United States ever since she was first elected to public office in Rhode Island, and that certainly accelerated while she was governor of Rhode Island.
She's fabulous. She is one of a kind, and she's capable of taking on enormous challenges. She gets things done.
When she was the governor of Rhode Island, she saw the promise that offshore wind had through the Block Island Wind Farm, and she came up with a much bigger vision for her state around offshore wind.
Block Island was that critical proof point that so many people within the United States needed in order to develop this industry. And I really believe if we didn't have Block Island, we would not have an industry.
It was a very important door to open to show that offshore wind was possible. And what Governor Raimondo then brought to the table was financial credibility, business credibility, investment credibility, so that people wanting to move in knew that they had understanding and savvy governor to do business with.
Offshore wind in the United States was a great outlet for that fundamental optimism of, if we do this right, a lot of people will benefit. She was the right person for that moment.
There is going to be a whole new industry that emerges that will require enormous amounts of investment and construction, that will employ thousands of people in highly paid, very demanding jobs, and that will be an important part, indeed even an essential part, of our solving the climate change problem.
Block Island was the match that ignited the U.S. offshore wind industry, and Secretary Raimondo was that leader that pushed this project across the finish line.
She tried to figure out, where do we go with this? Let's not just make this a one-time historical event, let's continue to lead. And that was frequently her perspective. Let's support an industry, not a project.
She's made clear also that we need to leverage all of the tools of the Department of Commerce. That means driving exports, attracting inward investment, foreign direct investment in this field in the United States.
It's wonderful to have a cabinet secretary who truly understands offshore wind development sitting at the table with the President of the United States and the other cabinet secretaries.
Secretary Raimondo sees this as an objective for our climate goals, but also as a comparative advantage for U.S. industry and a place that we can be supporting American jobs.
She is so pragmatic and down to earth and really willing to get into the details and understand the challenges and bring lots of people together to focus on finding real solutions that have a practical impact right away.
She really likes to use her energy not just to manage or to tend the status quo, but to imagine something better and to do the hard work of bringing it into reality.
I don't think offshore wind could have a better champion than Secretary Raimondo. She understands how many jobs are created. She's exactly the kind of person that this industry needs at this critical juncture to help us move to the next level in the United States.
There's no other person in the United States that embodies the tenaciousness, the vision, the leadership needed to show that we could develop offshore wind in the United States, like is Secretary Gina Raimondo.